Hey, it's Wes, and today is a very exciting day because we have the new Godox V100. We also have the V1 Pro. And forgotten on the floor, we also have the V1, the original. We're going to compare, see how they do in our regular overheating torture test. But it's not going to be regular. We're going to have to make some changes this time to make things make sense. But let's get to it. 1/2 power within sync speed at 4-second intervals. And we'll see how long they last before they start thermal throttling, slowing down, and not being able to recycle within 4 seconds. They all maintain approximately the same temperature. It's about 16-17 degrees in the room. The flash body is coming in between 18 and 23 degrees. Nothing crazy. You're not going to burn your hand on this thing. As expected, V1 goes out first, 6 minutes 56 seconds, 104 flashes. But what's going to happen next? Oh, exact same time. The V100 and the V1 Pro failed to keep up with the 4-second interval. 10 minutes, 44 seconds, or 161 flashes. What is going on? I thought this was supposed to be better. If we look at our spec sheets, yes, they do have very similar cycle times, but this has 100 watt seconds versus 76 watt seconds. So what we should be doing is setting V100 to whatever light output is exactly the same as what this puts out, whatever power level is required for that. So we're going to do that. We're going to take a light meter. We're going to figure out exactly how this compares. Using our light meter, we determine the V100 set at 1/4 plus 0.6 produces the same amount of light as the other ones at 1/2. Going to do that test again. Now, these weren't done quickly consecutively, and this applies to all the tests done in this video. The flashes are allowed to cool down, the batteries are charged, the batteries are allowed to cool down. This took an entire day just to do these 4 little tests. Should be noted these are all set to 80mm zoom. They all have to be the same because that does change the thermal properties of these flashes, and we want them to be the same. Once again, no surprise, within the same margin of error, the V1 fails to recycle in time at 7 minutes, exactly 105 flashes. Once again, next up, we have the V1 Pro, 10 minutes 20 seconds, 155 flashes. A solid performance. However, V100 is still going strong this time. And there we have it, 13 minutes, 44 seconds, 206 flashes. If you have a certain amount of light that you need to produce, this is going to last you a lot longer with in-sync speed. But what happens when we amp things up a little and go to high-speed sync? Flashes have to work a lot harder to produce high-speed sync pulses. Instead of just one pop, it's a whole bunch of pulses to cover the entire frame as the shutters are sliding down across the sensor. Very sciencey stuff. How are we going to do here? Well, first big note is, interestingly enough, the V100 appears to be more efficient at producing high-speed sync than the other 2 flashes. And so, once again, when we check exactly how much light is being produced by these, at 1/2 power equivalent, this only needs to be set at 1/4 plus 0.3 to produce the same amount of light that the other 2 are producing. That is quite the advantage. Let's see if it can make good on that advantage. Boom, once again, the V1's out first at a paltry 2 minutes in 30 flashes. V1 Pro's big upgrade really is high-speed sync performance. And there we see the V1 Pro. Oh no, big upset here. The V100 out just 1 flash after the V1 Pro. That kind of disagrees with the manual a bit, but how you're measuring whether or not it maintains the recycle time is a bit subjective. I don't know where Godox draws that line. I drew it 4 seconds. Could be anywhere. This is a bit of an upset. Let's push things harder. 81 flashes is still good performance, but what if we go all the way and we crank these up to 1/1 full power? Well, very interesting. The high efficiency, high speed sync of the V100 continues to gain ground, and this only needs to be set to 1/4 plus 0.8 to match the 1/1 power of this. Not even half. Tremendous extra power coming out of this for high speed sync. In a later video, in my full review, I'm going to figure out exactly where this sits in terms of power, because it obviously isn't comparable to these anymore. Will it beat or exceed the 8100, even though it's the same power output? When it comes to high-speed sync efficiency, we'll find out later on. Once again, no surprise, the V1 is out first, 1 minute, 44 seconds, or 26 flashes. Up next, as expected, the V1 Pro. It's 4 minutes, 16 seconds, or 64 flashes. How long can the V100 hold on now? Much like last time, because we're still in that 1/4 range, 5 minutes, 20 seconds, 80 flashes, significantly exceeding the rest of them, absolutely embarrassing the original V1, with that same amount of high-speed sync power output. So, what did you think about this? I'm going to be performing my full in-depth review. I'm going to put this through all its paces, see exactly how this holds up, how durable it is. I'm going to disassemble it completely and see what they did to make this more powerful. Are there any compromises? The V1 Pro had eliminated high-speed sync banding. Will this one maintain that, or will it make some sacrifices? We'll find out in the full review, so subscribe for that. Stick around. Let me know if you have any questions about the V1 Pro so I can address that in the full review. But until next time, let's go take a lot of photos.